video is about regeneration. So as some of you may have seen, I did a video on how to meditate transcendentally. Now, how to meditate transcendentally is a component to regeneration. Now, what is regeneration? That's the main key. That's a hell of a question. There's a lot that encompasses it. The first thing being, regeneration is the opposite of aging. Now, you probably heard about companies and people like Peter Thiel who have brought this idea to the forefront and are researching regeneration, because we want to defy age. Squishy up to myself. What does that mean? I said age, and someone who regenerates will do everything in their power to say the word age as less as possible, because you are being the opposite of an ager, of someone who ages, when you are a regenerator. Not just the word age, this has a lot of different words. For example, advantage ends in the word age. Entourage ends in the word age. All of these things, these are outdated ideas because they encompass the word age. And the new world isn't going to have any stuff like that. Instead of entourage, you maybe say teen. Instead of advantage, say behoovement. I just made up a word. See, that's part of regenerating. Okay? Regenerating is exactly what I outlined in my How to Meditate Transcendentally video, when I said that it's basically when your body heals itself, right? And your body heals itself already. But how do we take it to another level? Relaxation. If you can be so relaxed that you regenerate, you're good. And what you want to do is you want to maintain that throughout your day, so that you're regenerating all throughout the day. And if you're regenerating all throughout the day, then you won't age. Now, excuse me, squishy up to myself again. That's sort of a term that I came up with, and I use it to help myself and to notify others that they need to be more squishy. Squishy as in skin, not bones. Now, we want to stop the decaying of bones. Who said this wasn't possible? I'm here to tell you that it is. Just like anything is possible. They thought we couldn't get on Mars. Well, we did. They thought we couldn't get on the moon. Well, we did. They said a lot of things weren't possible, and we proved them wrong, so we're going to prove them wrong about this. Another part to regeneration is this. Money. With enough money and enough meditating transcendentally, you can regenerate. Why is money helpful? Money gets you food, gets you an abundance of food, gets you vegan food. It helps with regeneration. Veganism helps with regeneration, because when you eat dead animal, there's only one thing that you're gonna end up like, and it's a dead animal. If you eat natural foods like apples and bananas, you become something different. You grow into something which is a vegan person, which is one key to regeneration. Now, the last key is data, and I illustrated these keys in my How to Meditate Transcendentally video, but I want to go into them a little bit more here, right? Because this is the What is Regeneration video. Now, what I mean by enough data, I talked about meditating transcendentally, talked about money, I talked about veganism. Now, the last one, data, basically means that Google, that's what it means, right? Because no matter what there is, whatever it is in the world you want to achieve, Google can help you achieve it. And Google is a plethora of data. And it's not just about like ancient texts and stuff that you can read about on Google. which is very, what the future needs, what we need to understand for the future, to create a better future. But it's anything, whether it be money-related things, health-related things. You know what I'm talking about? Anything you can use Google to help you fix or solve. And with enough data, you can solve anything. And that one of those things, the one we're talking about here, is aging. We're defining it. We're becoming more squishy. Like, if a jellyfish can be immortal, there's a jellyfish that's immortal, then why can't we? There's no reason why a jellyfish can do it and we can't. We have more intelligence than a jellyfish. We should be able to figure it out. It's an abomination that we haven't figured it out already. We need to figure it out. Now, here's another thing that I'm going to talk about. This is a Deepak Choprian ideal that I adopted from him. And it's that even the oldest person, a 96-year-old person, squishy up to myself, could feel young and have a young spirit, and have that young spirit, and maybe it might only last them 3 to 4 seconds, where they have this young spirit, this young look in their eyes, right? If it could last 3 to 4 seconds, why couldn't we make it last longer? Why can't we make it last 5 years? 5 minutes, if we can make it last 5 minutes from 3 seconds, then we can make it last 10 minutes. Then we can make it last an hour. Then we can make it last a whole day. And if we could do that every day, we wouldn't age. And that's what everyone, we would live in a utopia with endless generations, right? And that's where we're headed. Endless generations, meaning endless kids. No aging, right? Endless generations. And then what happens when we overpopulate the earth? We obviously go to Mars. This is what regeneration is about. A little bit more into what I was talking about when I said, an elderly person could feel a young spirit evoked inside within them. And that spirit may only last, that look in their eyes may only last, and their spirit, their soul may be young for only 5 seconds, or maybe 10, 20, 30, depends on, everyone's different. Now there's ways to do this, and it's not just money, data, TM, and veganism. Those 4 things help tremendously, but what's some other things? Fun, sad lives, doing things that you enjoy. That is part of regeneration, right? Happiness, being happy, doing things that make you happy is part of regeneration. Now, in the beginning of the video, I talked about some things that I do, like avoid words like age, avoid words like old, avoid words like told, avoid words like cold. Avoid all these words because they have something in it that's not squishy, right? So I use words like chill, chilled, chilly, cool instead of cold, right? Because these words are more mild. Cold is an extreme word and it has the word old in it. So I use the more mild version of it and it keeps me squishy. These are some things that I, tips. Here's, like little tips and tidbits of information that I'm giving so that you can be squishier, right? Because that's what this video is about. What is regeneration? If you incorporate everything I put into this video into your daily life and keep practicing it, you're practicing regenerating. And you're going to regenerate. It's about your mindset. Don't give out your date of birth. If someone asks you how old you are, you say you're eternally young. Period. And story. And live your life by that, right? That is how you regenerate. Your mind is a beginner's mind. You don't think about how long this took you or how long you've been doing this. You don't think about how long because your mindset is as if you're already living in a utopia and with an eternal amount of generations. So by having that mindset, you're manifesting it into reality. But if you have a mindset where it's like, hello, I'm this amount of years old and I've been doing this for this long and I'm going to continue doing it for this long, you're already putting yourself in 3 boxes. And those boxes are not part of the utopia. Those are dystopian boxes. You put yourself in a dystopian box. You put yourself in a regular box. You put yourself in a situation where you can't regenerate because you put it on yourself. That's why Deepak Chopra said every death is suicide. If you're aging, you're playing a part into it. In your mindset and the way your mind works and your thoughts and everything that I've been saying plays a big part in it. So use your thoughts and your words to manifest a reality in which you don't age. Squishy up to myself. It's also important to note that age, old, these ideas, you're a pain body. You don't know what a pain body is. You gotta read the book Eckhart. Excuse me. You gotta read the book Power of No by Eckhart Tolle. Well, I'll explain to you what it is. A pain body is a vibration that contains pain. Or things of the sort. So, when you're in the present moment, there's no pain body. When your mind is connected to an idea or attached to a notion, that's when a pain body is created. So by being present, you can also increase regenerative levels. Being present is a regenerative technique. Thank you. There's just one last thing I wanted to touch on before I conclude this video for real. It's not going to be as long as the last one. Experience over age. Okay? Squishy up to myself. In 8-bit RuneScape, we have experience in each skill. And it doesn't matter how long you've had your account, you can get a lot of experience in a less amount of time. And it's the same thing with life. Okay? You can work a job for 40 years and someone could come in there and be working the job for a week and get more experience, get the more out of his experience, their experience working that job than you would have did in 40 years. It's possible. And that's why I say experience over It's a way to make sense of regeneration in your mind. Why do I not talk about how long this, how long that? Because I talk about the experience, the specific experience. The experience is what matters, not how long, not the time. Because this world we are living in that we're approaching is an endless world. So who gives a fuck if you talk about I've been doing this for 30 years, 70 years, 80 years? Well, guess what? I'm gonna be alive for 1,000 years. So what does it matter to me whether you've done this for 20 years or 40, right?